Welcome back to Armstrong Acres. This week, we're getting the stairs put on, and hopefully the handrails as well. And then I can just about be done with this deck for a while. Somebody's excited.
Previously on Prison Break.
So one place I keep screwing up is, because I'm working so many hours and doing so many other things, I get to rushing to get things done. And in my rushing, I got enough lumber to cut 4 stringers out to put the stairs on here, using the smaller ones that Charlotte had originally bought. And in my rush, I measured one of them incorrectly and cut it short. So I had to run up to a different local hardware place because they sell short ones. Lowe's only has 20-foot long sections of this, and they won't cut it any smaller now, which is pretty annoying. But local place had this, ran up, got it. I'm gonna cut this stringer out. Then I'm gonna make sure I get my heights right, get it leveled. I can mount those, and then I can at least put temporary stairs. Well, not really temporary, but I have to pull 1 or 2 off to put the handrails on and all that crap. Either way, I'm getting there.
Daddy.
Yeah.
I'm a chicken.
You're ridiculous. Okay, so I wasn't recording the beginning of this. Yesterday we were at the neighbor's house for a 4th of July barbecue. I drank entirely too much, and so I'm a little sluggish this morning. But I'm going out of town to Ohio to work on building more sheets this week. So I wanted to at least get the stairs on so we can get rid of that stupid ramp, and the girls can have that to go down while I'm out of town. I think Charlotte mentioned it in one of the videos that she actually fell on the ramp a week or 2 ago. So that's definitely my impetus to get this done. So I gotta cut 1 more board, screw the last 3 steps on, and then I'm done for the day. I can go inside where it's cool-ish. Because it is not cool out here, I can tell you that. So close I can taste it. Where's my saw? So I am doing about 1.5 inch overhang on either side of the last stringers, just to keep it uniform and tidy. I'm looking very forward to actually getting this deck done. The electrical can get done maybe this winter or fall when I'm not working so much. I think I've probably said it 12 times now, but I am feeling my age a little bit more just about every day. Trying to keep up with these young bucks at work. I'd say I'm doing all right at it, but and any of you that have been watching know I've got back problems and knee problems, and I'm just a whiner. So I got that going for me too. I swear I hear the Benny Hill music playing in my head right now. Okay. So the stairs are built. Oh, I'm exhausted. I'm sweaty. But I'm happy to have this done. So now we have a little cove over here where I'll get that sink plumbed in and everything and have my smoker. I've got these for the girls to go up and down, make this a lot safer. It makes it easier on the dogs too. They always try to go down that ramp. The only thing about this I'll have to undo is next weekend when I get back in town from work, I'm gonna have to pull these either these bottom stairs or this second stair. Haven't decided yet, so that I can put in the handrail posts. I'll have to box beam them in and that box brace them in and everything. But other than that, which is just a matter of taking off these screws, putting it in there, forming everything up, and then putting the boards back down. Then I can run the handrails up, finish all that, and that should put me in a much better spot to actually get this job done. Just in time for it to be 1,000,000 degrees and sitting out on the porch. But it's good. Did you get it? All right. Let's clean up and go in the house. What do you say, dude? It's 1 o'clock on a Saturday or on a Friday, and I want to try to have this all done today, so I better shut the heck up and get to work. I think this is going to be a whiskey kind of day. So we went to the local, it's an Ace Hardware, but it's also called SDC, and picked up the remaining lumber I need to include the 2 deck boards to finish the floor, all the lumber I need for the handrails, a bunch of screws. But when we left this morning, we took a bunch of crap out of my truck so that Charlotte and Bean could fit, and included in that stuff was my tie-down straps. So when we got there, I had to improvise a little bit on what I was going to use to strap everything down, which basically amounted to a bungee cord and some bricks on it to hold the weight down, and one of Charlotte's workout bands to keep the boards from sliding back and forth. I know somebody had commented in one of our earlier videos, I think maybe it was a bathroom video, that, you know, they were disappointed that we had to buy crap from China. And I actually completely agree. We try as best we can to get things local and spend our money with local people that could use it a little bit more. Unfortunately, due to, you know, money and time and what's actually available, that isn't always an option. Hopefully, as we get a little bigger and start making some money off of the channel, if that's possible, we'll be able to do that even more, which would be really, really ideal. This is a small town, so the more we can help people out around here, the happier I'll be. Okay, so the first step in putting the handrails and everything on is I have to finish putting the deck boards. I'd stopped here. So what had happened, I think I may have explained it in other parts of the video. When we did these footers and everything, we measured about 5 times. There was some heavy drinking going on that day, if you remember the video. These first 2 are almost perfectly square, and there's enough movement in those brackets that I could have just evened it out and made them perfectly square. This third one is where I screwed up. There is actually technically 6, I should say, and the rest of them were all good, but this one I got out of square, and got out of square by a lot. I'm not even sure exactly what I did wrong, but, you know, in the interest of transparency, I screwed it up. Thankfully, it's my house and not some customer, so it is what it is. But the reason I stopped, I'll show you here. It's so out of square that on this side, you can see this deck board put in place. It just touches this post. Here in the middle, it's a little farther away from the post. And down here on the end, it's really far from the post. So on the entire deck, it looks very straight, but out here at the posts, it's going to look wonky. I've come up with a million different ways of fixing it. Unfortunately, there just is only so much I can do. Had I caught it earlier, before I'd gotten to this point, I could have done a few things to fix it even better. But I didn't catch the mistake until I was already putting on deck boards. And at that point, you're kind of set. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the boards on just as they naturally fall, so it'll look a little wonky. The biggest issue we're going to run into is out here on the end, this last piece is going to be essentially a sliver that tapers down to almost nothing by the time it gets here. That's annoying, but my thought is, since that's the only way that you'll be able to tell, what I'm going to do is, out here on the end, I'm going to build a ledge, a shelf, for some planted flowers, so Charlotte can cover all that with planted flowers and vegetables, herbs, whatever she wants. It'll hide my mistake, it'll look good, it'll be functional, and then this will be the thing that one day Bean's husband will be fixing and cursing me for screwing up, you know, the way that I cursed my grandfather for half the crap he did at this house. I do strive for good quality, and, you know, I know what I'm doing most of the time, but sometimes you make mistakes. This was a stupid mistake, and it's costing me a bit of time and money and effort, but that's the reality of doing this kind of stuff. Normally if you have a crew, somebody else will point out where you screwed up. I'm the only one to point it out. So let's go ahead and get these cut, mounted, and go from there. Ow! That hurt. It did not feel good. Stop it.
If I hold it, will it help?
We're gonna do that. Does not like cutting through that knot, that's for sure.
All right, it's rendering. I'm gonna go start mowing.
Okie doke. Got that on camera. Okay. I can screw that one down and work my way down. I have to use like a ratchet strap or something to straighten that board. It's been sitting in the sun and it's warped, but it's fixable. All right, this will be my last piece for the deck boards, and I can start on the handrails. This is the one that's going to taper to a point. 2 inches at this end. And then we'll come over around 6 feet. Should be right there. No, we're going to come to about here. That's pretty close. All right, I know I'm talking to myself. It doesn't have to be perfect, it tapers, so I'm trying to just get pretty close. One thing I get a lot of comments at work about is the fact that I still have one of these old school chalk lines. Pretty much everybody had one like this back in the day. And I'm pretty much the only one that still has one. Only problem is, this is what happens when you overfill the dang thing. I got the deck boards finished, and I'm gonna put this piece of handrail, that piece of handrail, and that half one. And then I'm gonna put in the 4 new posts that I need for the stairs, and then handrail those. But what I'm working on right now is, what would have been ideal is if I was able to put these handrails on before the roof. I would have handled it like I did the deck boards, where they slid over the posts. But another good look is if I run it out here and 45 it and notch out for the post, then the one that runs this way, 45 it and notch out for the post, it should fit real nice and have a clean finish. But I'm just trying to make sure I don't do this wrong. I don't want to waste any more lumber. I haven't made a ton of bad cuts, but I've made enough. So I'm trying to avoid that. I haven't even had a drink yet today, but I'm just trying to make sure I think through this a million times to make sure I don't do it wrong. So bear with me. I'll be back in a second. I'll be right back after these. What was it after these? I can't remember.
After these messages, we'll be right back.
Okay, I'm back. Say again. I think I know what I want to do. Let's grab our trusty square. So that's our length. But I do believe that that's correct. I have to think some more. Sorry. I think I've got this right. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to use another 2x6, put the same measurement and angle on it in order to test it, because then I can hold them over top of each other, look and see if it's going to line up the way I think it is, and go from there. 1 1/8. First I have to see what it is that Bean wants. Or she'll just ride past me and it won't matter. I flipped the square back and forth 9 times just to remember how to catch an angle. It has in fact been a long day. Well, that's great and all, but only if I do it the other direction. Yeah, I'm gonna do it the other direction, dummy. You're getting to see the real struggle now. Anybody that watches this, it's an actual carpenter, I'm sure, is just screaming into their screen right now. But I suppose part of my point in this channel and everything that I'm doing is to show that anybody can do this. I said it a million times in this channel, I say it a million times at work. I'm not a carpenter, I'm not a mechanic, I'm not a farmer. I'm just handy and I'm willing to learn. And granted, I'm not gonna pretend like I don't have any knowledge. I have learned a lot over the years doing things, and I've done a lot of this stuff many times, so I'm not starting from scratch, but information is at your fingertips. You can learn to do anything, you just have to try, trust yourself, try again, figure it out. If I can do this crap, anybody can do this. So just keep that in mind. If that child takes it as a personal challenge, when she knows I'm recording to be a butt. Now I can test this. I think that'll work. I'm mostly confident. All right, moment of truth. Anybody that's ever done anything like this knows this is when you know whether you did something right or very wrong. I think I did something right. We're gonna go up there and check it out. I definitely did it right. I may have to adjust my cut a little bit, but it's definitely right. Victory. Now I have my template to do this one, then I can get this done. This is nice. I'm very impressed with myself right now.
Yeah?
Yes, which is also being recorded, me saying that.
The next day.
So this particular piece has quite a bit more measurements and cuts than the last one, because the last one went from the house, which was a flat edge, to only 1 post. This one has 3 posts in it, one of which I have to split in the middle of the board. So I feel good about it. I got that right yesterday. I'm using the same measurements and everything. I'm just doing this same as yesterday, checking everything 5 times, because one wrong cut on this and I screw up the whole board and have to go to town and get another one. And I really like to avoid that. So that should be the end. In theory, I should be able to do like that and go here. Wait a minute, what am I doing here? Yes, yeah. Okay. Well, we're gonna give it a go. Screw this up now. Okay. Well, that's half of this. Go see how we did. How is it that wrong? Hi, Jack.
How's it going?
Awesome.
What happened?
I cut everything, measured everything 5 times, cut it perfect shape, somehow cut it too short.
Oh no.
I don't know how. Cut it freaking perfect to go around and do exactly what I need, but I checked every measurement again except this one measurement. and it's the one I fucked up on. If I'd have done that right, I cut this thing basically in half. I would have had the two pieces to just put together perfectly. So I needed to head 76 5/8. That's why, you f***ing idiot. Okay. So if I do a 45. So this is what I was talking about in the video. It'll be just a minute ago, but it was yesterday. I screwed up a cut. I checked every measurement except one twice. Even if I checked it, I don't know if I would have caught it. It was a stupid mistake. I figured out what I did wrong now. This is just part of it. Like, you make mistakes. Normally I wouldn't even be that worried about it, but I didn't buy any extra lumber yesterday, which means I got to run it down. You know, money's a little tight right now, so every mistake is like, oh, that cost me because I didn't do something right. But it is what it is. This is just it's gonna happen to me a million more times. I'm doing all this crap by myself without, you know, decades of training. So how hard can I be on myself? Just gonna have to power through, keep working, try to get this handrail done so we can have this porch finally. So just try not to get discouraged. That's the best thing I can tell you. You're gonna make mistakes, you're gonna screw crap up. It happens. I think I said this in another video, I work with a crew of other carpenters and stuff, and we screw crap up all the time. It just happens. All right. Let's try this again with a little less defeat this time. Okay. That's good. I think we're in good shape this time. All right. Well, that's one.
Look at that.
It's pretty clean.
Yeah, it looks good.
Okay, I gotta do that one yet, and then I can put these two up. All right, I think I'm good. I screwed up a second time. It wasn't much, it was just about 1/8 of an inch too short. So I cut a third board, so we're down 2. But now it fits really tight. So I can screw this one up, measure, screw that one up. It's pretty good right there. I was thinking this was a magnetic tip. It is not.
Did your dad leave a present for you in your truck this week?
Yes, he did.
Oh. Oh, it's beautiful.
All right.
Look at that.
Well, that's
Handrail.
about half of it. Hello, Kramer. Hi, Frank. All right, Frank. So originally I was going to put 2 2x4s like this, 2 2x4s like this, and 2 like this to frame in the wire that we got for the void here for the balusters. The problem is, the more I look at that, I'm like, that's going to eat up a lot of the space and view, and it's not going to look as clean. Hush. So what I've decided is I'm going to put one like this and run a notch down the middle to fit that wire in. Then I'm going to cut a 2x4 in half, so it's only half this width coming down the side, and then the bottom will still be, toe kick will still be like that. I think it's going to make a better look. It's going to function a lot better, make this a little bit prettier, nicer finish. It also increases the amount of work I have to do, so I'm going to need all of the saws today. The table saw, the miter saw, or circular saw. But I don't want to just cut corners because I'm not in the headspace today. Because otherwise, I won't be in the headspace forever when I look at this and think, man, you should have just stopped being lazy and done it the right way. So, I'm trying to get my head back in the game, get this done, at least crank out a few more so that Sunday's work day is a little less. Let's see if I can find my motivation. Let me go find my pusher too. So you guys don't watch me cut my fingers off. There. 3/8. So we'll go a little over 3/8. Yeah, a little over 3/8 will be plenty of room that'll sit in there. Yeah, it's about 1/8 of an inch. So if we move it over about 1/8 of an inch, so now I'll run it through this way, and this should be enough. Should be. Okay, so my table saw is a piece of crap. It's tough to make fine changes, so we're just gonna finish ripping this notch with the circular saw, and then we're just gonna kind of work it.
So I'm gonna paint this stuff. Try not to paint Gus in the process. Well, if you keep coming closer, I'm gonna end up painting you. See, it was the can in the wash tub one that was making it so hard to get this handle on. I just put it on lickety split. So we're gonna cut off this bottom part where it's skinnier because we don't need it this long anyway, and we're cutting off these last 3. So I only have to paint this. Handle works so good for this. I mean, it worked really great on the wash tub, but it's even better here. This is fantastic. Thanks, Jason. Not Jason Brandt, Jason Ramirez.
So it'll make Uncle Brad happy,
Why is that?
but because I'm gonna show you what he showed me
Oh,
to
okay.
do better. You do like passes.
It takes forever like that.
You use less paint and it'll be more even looking.
All right.
Thank Brad.
Thanks, Brad. Oops. I'm not accurate enough for that. It's not gonna use less paint if I keep missing the wire. He did say that the way I was painting in the cooler video gave him the heebie-jeebies.
See?
But it turned out fine. I'm getting better. Side 2 of the first piece.
So this is pretty much what it'll look like with those metal grates in the center. This is the outside of one frame. So now I can screw the outside up, build the other side. That way, whenever the paint dries, we cut those, we can slide them in, screw the other side on, and that's one panel done. This is the 3rd frame I'm getting installed. I think I'm only gonna get 4 done today, but that's not bad, all things considered. The 4th one, or the 5th one rather, I have to finish the handrail on the stairs first. So, this will certainly do. I can tell you one thing, mussels or not, I'm having a double cheeseburger for dinner. A piece of Bean's birthday cake for dessert. I am having all the cake tonight. That's a good cut right there. Yeah. Your confidence in me and my confidence in me are very different.
Look at that. That looks so nice.
It doesn't hang. Okay. There. All right, last cut of the day. After this, I get to enjoy my Sunday for 3 hours. So this week had some ups and downs, had some good times, some bad times, a little frustration here and there. Made a few bad cuts despite measuring 50,000 times, but I can say I really like the way that this has turned out. It gives us open view out from the actual back deck, doesn't block anything. The cuts turned out pretty nice after 7,000 corrections. But yeah, I can say I really like the way this looks, and I definitely made some progress this week. Huh.